So The Last of Us Season 2 ended last night, and I think it's time to apologize to the show's haters because they were right. There's a hardcore side of the fan base that hates the second game. They've always hated the casting of Ellie with Bella Ramsey, and they believe that Neil Druckmann is trying to make the fans like Abby more than Ellie with the show. And with the way Season 2 played out, it certainly seems that's the way things are heading. And it's really unfortunate because Episode 6, Pedro Pascal, put on one of the best performances you'll see from an actor. And the battle in Episode 1 was also incredible. I also actually liked season 1. It was different from the game, but Pedro Pascal was great, and I liked a lot of the characters and the castings. I didn't love all of them. Like Bella Ramsey, it wasn't a perfect casting just because of the looks, but to me, it was still she did a decent job in season 1, and I just viewed the show differently from the game. I didn't view them as the same thing, and that's always been their intentions. But man, all of the show's flaws were on full display this season, and especially in that last episode. And the big debate has always been the casting, but the biggest problem this season was honestly the writing and the changes they made to the characters from the game. Because not only did Bella Ramsey look too young for the 5-year age jump, but the writers didn't do her any favors with this age jump either. Ellie was really smart and tough in the game, but in the show, it just feels like she needs to be babysat every scene. The goofy side of Ellie you see in brief moments during the games is essentially the show's entire character. And I thought that was going to go away with the 5-year age jump that they do between season 1 and 2, but it doesn't. And maybe it's just recency bias, but it felt like it got worse with season 2. Like the character was more immature this season than last season somehow. It gets to the point where the really important moments for her, it's just hard to take her serious in the moment. And that feeling of revenge at the cost of everything you feel from Ellie as you're chasing down Tommy who leaves before her isn't in the show at all. Tommy leaves after Ellie, and he's not really a factor after episode 1. So all those eerie scenes of finding the carnage that Tommy leaves behind on his trail isn't there. And that intense sniping scene where he's sniping down on you also isn't there. Instead, the scene that they replace it with actually leads to one of the more confusing scenes in the entire season. So there's a moment where her and Jesse are out to find Abby. They hear in the walkies that there's a sniper pinning them down. It's obviously Tommy. And when Jesse wants to go leave to help Tommy because they're sending backup in, Ellie makes the decision to go and instead keep pursuing Abby because they're close. And that actually tracks with what the game's Ellie would probably do in that situation. So she essentially leaves Jesse behind. And this is when they start to really change things from the game. But when they meet back up afterwards, her and Jesse have a conversation, kind of like a heart to heart, and he admits to her that he knows that she would do the same for him if he were in trouble. Like she would drop everything to come save him. When literally 10 minutes ago, when she had the opportunity to not send him out alone and help Tommy, she ditched him and left him alone. And that is what she would do in the game, but just the way that the logic behind that conversation they had together. The sentiment from fans of the show in the beginning was they're going to make some changes. We'll see what the changes are. They'll amount to something later on. And that was not the case in any way, shape, or form. Like what they did with Tommy's character, the changes that they made, like as much as I love that battle, and the actor who plays him is great as well. But the changes they made just, I don't think were worth it at all. I don't know what big result or changes those amounted to. Those were unnecessary changes in my opinion. Like they could have still done the battle and all of that, but Tommy still could have been the first one to leave and then Ellie followed him in pursuit. And like that whole feeling, like in the game, it's all about revenge in that first half. And the feeling of this is like, it's not that at all. It's like everyone is trying to babysit and protect Ellie. It's really goofy and silly in the show. But I will say one of the show's bright spots is Abby. They did a really good job casting Abby. And the theory that fans believe that Neil Druckmann, the writer of the show, wants people to like Abby more than Ellie, it kind of seems true because the girl who plays Abby, who also doesn't look like Abby in any way, shape, or form. So it's not about the looks of the character. It's the fact that she plays the role well. It feels like Abby in that moment. And like you could argue that the character that plays Abby should be playing Ellie. She looks more like Ellie than Bella Ramsey does and would also play the role better in those serious moments. So the fact that season 2 just ended, season 3 is probably going to be a large majority, if not all, about Abby's arc. So that means we're going to have to wait until season 4 to see Ellie again. And that's going to be about 4 years of time that we're going to have to wait between this and when season 4 comes out, after 3. So I got a feeling of whereas in the game you want revenge on Abby, there's going to be a lot more Abby fans from the show, 100%. It wouldn't be as bad of a thing if Ellie's character just wasn't so goofy and hard to take serious. And you could tell like they're trying to do a slow burn for Ellie's ascension, but they're taking it a little slow. Season 4, they're really going to have to turn things around. But I think it's Overall, it's still a good show. It wasn't bad. It's just season 2, it was short. I didn't realize it was even ending after 7 episodes. That's such a weird number. HBO is usually 10, if not sometimes 8, but 7, they usually don't end on a odd number like that. I had no idea it was the finale until after I finished the show. It's unfortunate. I was really disappointed that that was the finale. I had no idea. But yeah, what did you guys think of the show?